Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our second session of Freddie Mac Affordable Webinar Series. I'm Amy Kong, your ARIA 2021 National President. We're here to bring value to our membership and also equip community leaders to better serve the AAPI community on their housing need. That's why we're so grateful to bring our partner Freddie Mac here with us today. Last week, we learned about Home Possible and Home One program, if you still remember. Today, we will definitely try to learn something new, something called Choice Renovation and GreenChoice. What are they? Let's hear from our speaker, Mr. James Cromartie. James Cromartie is the manager of affordable lending on Freddie Mac's single-family client and community engagement team. He is responsible for rural lending and Native American lending, and of course, the Choice Renovation mortgage product. Under the Duty to Serve initiative, Mr. Cromartie has over 25 years of experience in the residential mortgage and housing industry, spanning housing development along with the primary and secondary mortgage sector as well. Prior to joining Freddie Mac, he was the manager of strategic initiative with a nonprofit affordable housing developer and an account representative with correspondent lenders and Fannie Mae. Mr. Cromartie holds a BBA in finance from Howard University. Impressive. So Mr. Cromartie, please, thank you so much for joining us. Take it away.
Amy, thank you so much for the introduction. Now, I apologize if the intro was about 3 miles long, but as Amy has stated, I've been around this industry for a minute, so there were quite a few things we need to talk about.
All right.
I'd also like to apologize for not being on screen today. I'm sure you're not upset about not seeing my face, but I'm in a unexpected remote location and the Wi-Fi is kind of sketchy, so I figured let's just keep video off of its bandwidth. So today we're going to talk about what we can do, what solutions we have to offer for aged housing stock that we are seeing all over the United States today. We're going to build up and talk about the market opportunity or the market environment, and there won't be any aha moments in this opportunity segment because you guys are out there, you're in the market, you see the business happening day in and day out. You are, in fact, the experts. And quite frankly, a lot of the information we're talking about, we've learned by talking to your fellow real estate professionals. You know, after we kind of level set and get a thorough understanding of what this aged housing stock is looking like, we'll roll into the solutions. We'll talk about choice renovation and GreenChoice mortgages. We call those our renovation suite of mortgages here at Freddie Mac. So on the next slide, we will actually go right into today's challenges. Again, I will not be telling you any information you guys have not seen, heard, or experienced firsthand. We all know houses are aging in the United States. There's also a shortfall of affordable homes for sale. And depending upon what market you're working in, that shortfall can be tremendous. Another challenge we have is the number of millennials we have that are going into this home buying challenge, looking for affordable homes to buy, and they're just not finding anything right now. And then conversely, on the other side of the spectrum, we have those who are 55 and older and retirees, and they're opting to do a couple of things, one of two things. One, they're downsizing. The houses they lived in are too much for this new chapter in their life. They're empty nesters. They don't need all of these rooms. Or they decide, this is my house. I love this neighborhood, but I need to customize this house to this new chapter in life that we're living. So we're going to talk about what we can do more around meeting these needs. Let's further quantify this issue we're talking about, this housing supply, affordable housing supply shortage. Did you know that 80% of the nation's 137 million homes are at least 20 years old? When you do the math, that's around 110 million homes that could benefit from some form of home improvement. Now, we all like to think and we all plan to maintain our homes to the utmost standards as we live in them, but life happens and sometimes we fall behind. We'll take it a step further. There are 55 million homes that are at least 50 years old that could definitely benefit from significant renovation. So let's talk about renovation lending in 2021. The US market for home improvements is now over $400 billion on an annual basis. We looked at some research that the Harvard University Joint Center for Housing Studies has issued, and they are telling us that 1 to 13% will be the increase in renovation lending in 2021. That's up. That's in 42 metropolitan areas. That will be the increase of 1 to 13% in 42 metropolitan areas, for an average growth of 5% across the United States. Now, if we segment the United States into bands, we will see that 14 metros will see robust growth, and they're defining robust as above 6%. 17 will be moderate growth. They're defining that between 3 and 6%. And the Sun Belt of the United States is where we are seeing the largest growth at 9% on average. So as you see, there is a significant body, there's significant volume in affordable housing that we're not meeting. There is a bigger demand for affordable housing than we have to actually meet it. But we see that the market is really focusing on renovation lending, home improvement, to try to make sure that the homes that are available can be adapted to their current needs and challenges. So on the next slide, we'll talk about how our mortgage products that I'll talk about today can actually help us on the affordable lending side. You guys have already had a session on Home Possible, and I'm pretty sure they talked about Home One as well. Those are our low down payment mortgages. As little as 3% down on these particular mortgages. And that Home Possible, that 3% down flexibility is available in our renovation suite. So Choice Renovation and GreenChoice Mortgage can also be used with the low down payment flexibilities. So let's run right into Choice Renovation first. So let's start with my favorite slide. And Monica hears me say this a lot when I'm talking to your fellow real estate professionals across the country. I love this slide because, one, I get to play a little bit with the audience. We are going to play a word association game. If we look at the box with the family on the right, we'll see the phrases, the words and phrases at the top. When I say the word or phrase, you tell me the first thing that comes to your head when I say that. And to make it even more interesting, we're going to put on our real estate professional hat, and we are reading listings. Listings are these words and phrases are describing a listing that we are reading and considering for one of our clients. So first word is charming. What do you think about when you hear charming or you see charming in a listing? I don't know about you guys. By the way, I'm also a real estate professional in Georgia. So when I see that, I'm thinking this house is small. Vanessa said, oh, yeah, I think small. And Vanessa, when I see the next phrase, a vintage gem, that's when I think about old. If you call it something vintage, this house is old. And then finally, the last one is hidden potential. This home on this lot has tons of hidden potential. The first thing you're going to think is, oh my God, do I even want to show this property to my client? And a lot of real estate professionals and many house hunters would pass on a listing when they saw words like this, but they just might keep it at the top of their list if they know that they can affordably finance not only the purchase of the home, but also the renovations that are needed to turn around those descriptive phrases. And that's exactly what we're talking about with Choice Renovation. We rolled out Choice Renovation in the middle of 2019, I think, as an additional tool to enable our partners, our real estate professional partners, our lending partners, to offer a different financing solution to their clients that are looking to finance needed repairs on properties. Um, Not only can you finance the purchase or refinance of a home and also the related renovations and repairs that we're talking about, but you can also finance up to 6 months of principal, interest, tax, insurance, just in case you can't live in that home while the renovations are being done. Will allow you to finance soft costs. And you know, anytime a renovation is being done, you have to get what? Permits, plans, specs. You know, you're going to have draw inspections. All of that can be built into the loan. You can build it into a mortgage and pay for that option, these renovations over the entire term of your mortgage. Another really helpful flexibility in this product is the ability to pay for resiliency upgrades. That includes retaining walls, foundation retrofitting, storm surge barriers. You know, we are doing promotions this month and next month to talk about how we can help you enhance your home's resiliency against natural disasters. You know, Ida, we were talking about that at the beginning of the call. Ida is a perfect example. You know, there are going to be many homes in need of repair after they get in and start looking at the devastation that occurred with Hurricane Ida. Choice renovation could be used to finance the repairs and renovations that are needed. That's just one option. Let's go to the next slide. Let's talk about what you actually get with choice renovation. When you hear about Freddie Mac's renovation suite, Freddie Mac's renovation mortgage products, I want you to immediately know that Choice Renovation is our flagship product. It is the comprehensive renovation product that we use that will give you the ability to do a broad range of renovations or repairs. In fact, it allows you to finance the cost of renovations that amount to up to 75% of the as completed value of the property. So if we're just doing easy math, and I need you to do easy, $100,000 house, you can finance the cost of renovations that are equal to $75,000 into this loan. It's an amazing loan. It's a single close transaction. You close on the renovation funds and the funds to purchase or refinance with no interim financing. We do require a minimum contingency reserve for 10%, because if you've been involved with any renovation on houses, you know that Murphy's Law comes into effect. If it can happen, it probably will happen. And then if your utilities aren't working, we ask for 15%. So it's a broad range of renovations, as I said before, and we'll talk about some specifics of that in just a second. But before we go to the next slide, I'd like to highlight some new flexibilities that we recently implemented. In fact, we just announced these flexibilities, and they will become available with November closings, November note dates. So the first flexibility is now you can use Choice Renovation to pay off existing debt, interim debt that you may have on a previous refinance. So let's say you got the financing done at Home Depot, for lack of a better term, and you realize that you need to do a refinance and interest rates on mortgages are lower, and you can save a ton of money by choosing to finance that debt under a mortgage structure versus a consumer debt structure, and reduce your interest rate debt load. Amazing use of that. So we expect that to be used significantly once it really hits the market. And then secondly, we are now allowing 100% of the cost of materials and 100% of the renovation costs to be paid directly to a home improvement store at closing when the borrower chooses to have a Home Depot or a Lowe's, an Ace, whatever home improvement store you're talking about. Whenever you choose to allow them to manage your renovation, we will look to Home Depot and these home improvement stores and their vast experience in managing their network of contractors to actually manage the renovation piece instead of looking at our lenders to do so. So again, that's a huge flexibility, and we think that it will make renovation lending even more accessible as we move forward with this product after November. All right, next slide talks about the eligible renovations. What can you actually do, James? You're talking about 75% of the as completed value. Well, it's easier to tell you what you can't do. And I'll get to that in a second, because you can actually use this mortgage as a tool to do renovations and repairs that you have to have, or renovations and repairs that you just want to have. So for example, a have to have is you have to have a roof on the house. So you can use this to finance a new roof. A like to have, or want to have, those granite copper countertops, or those soft close cabinets. You don't need to have those, but they sure are nice to have. Hardwood flooring throughout. You can use Choice Renovation for that. And again, we already talked about the fact of protecting your house from future disasters using storm surge barriers and the like. So the only things that these proceeds cannot be used for is to raise an existing structure and to build a new dwelling. Now, there's one exception on the new dwelling part. Choice renovation can be used to build or add an accessory dwelling unit improvement to an existing home. So if you have decided that you're going to move your in-laws to your property, and you don't necessarily want your mother-in-law in the house with you all the time, you can build her a in-law suite, an accessory dwelling unit, and finance it with Choice Renovation. Again, awesome and flexible uses of these funds to do any number of renovations or repairs. All right, on the next slide, another new flexibility that we just announced is the development of basically a new entrant to our renovation suite, and we're calling this Choice Reno Express. All right, so at the top of the presentation, I told you to think about Choice Renovation as our flagship, as our comprehensive product. I did neglect to tell you about some of the operational intricacies that comes along with doing a Choice Renovation loan, and I'll give you a quick high-level view of it. One, if you are a lender and you choose to do a Choice Renovation loan, Freddie Mac will have to pre-approve you to do this. And the reason is renovation lending is not simple. Construction lending is not simple. You have to have experience in construction management, in draw administration. And we are going to ask to see examples of your projects, renovation financing over the past 2 years before we can approve you. So one, you have to be pre-approved. Two, because up to 75% of the value of this loan that we are now purchasing is in renovations, and the renovations may not have been completed yet, because you can deliver this before the renovations are complete. Freddie Mac is at risk. So 75% of what we are guaranteeing or what we're purchasing is not even in the house yet. So as a result, we require that the lender hold recourse on this loan, which means that they will be responsible for this loan if the renovations are not complete. Once the renovations are complete, we will take the recourse off the loan, and Freddie Mac will be totally responsible. So those are two pretty large operational intricacies that lenders must consider before they decide to offer this product. But with Choice Reno Express, we're going to make this streamlined. So instead of doing 75% of the as completed value, we're going to knock that down and allow you to do 10% of the home's as completed value in renovations or repairs. In the case of areas, high needs rural regions, areas where we have regulations to serve at a higher level, we are going to allow you to go up to 15% of the as completed value in those areas. All right, so for the comprehensive product, we're talking about 75%. for our more streamlined version, 10 and 15%. Let's talk about the process. What are we doing to make the process streamlined? One, instead of looking at your experience and pre-approving you, because our risk is not as great as 75%, you know what? We would like to encourage renovation lending to all of our Freddie Mac lenders. So everybody has access to it. You do not need to be pre-approved. Again, we firmly believe that there is a need for this kind of lending because we've already stated at the top of the presentation. The aged housing stock in America is in need of repair. And we want to encourage as much of that as possible because we do realize that this is an affordable alternative that lenders and real estate professionals can offer to their clients. The second streamlined flexibility is the ability to deliver the loan to Freddie Mac before construction is complete without that recourse. So we will immediately assume all responsibility for this loan when it is delivered and will not require the lender to hold recourse. Now that's pretty big because at a lot of lender shops and banks, recourse is a bad word. They don't like to have that on their balance sheets. So we are removing that particular barrier to participation in renovation lending. And I think there is a third benefit here that is not listed on the screen. Because we stated earlier that renovation lending is not simple. We pre-approve you for the comprehensive work. Where would a lender get this experience then if you have to have experience to do the financing? We think with the advent of ChoiceRenovation Express and the ability to give it to all lenders, we will see lenders that have been watching this real estate financing market, wanting to get involved, but not quite knowing how to do that because they've never done it before. This will give those participants the opportunity to get experience in renovation lending and hopefully encourage more activity in this space. We also are going to give you a shorter time frame. So when you compare Choice Renovations to ChoiceRenovation Express, Choice Renovation allows 365 days for the project to be completed. So we'll give you a year to complete all the renovations that you identified. With this more streamlined version, they're smaller projects. It's not going to be as big of a deal. We're going to compress that to 6 months, 180 days. Okay, so I can't tell you how excited I am about this product. I think it is definitely going to be a game changer in mortgage financing. And it's going to do it for a few reasons. Your borrowers are going to save time and money. They can take advantage of longer terms and lower interest rates to do smaller projects versus using their cash or doing unsecured debt. No need for the interim financing. You can do all of this in one mortgage. You have the ability to do a purchase, or let's just say you own a home and you would like to do some renovations to do what we talked about, the 55 and over club. They'd like to make some customizations to their home to fit this new chapter in life. And you know what? You don't even have to be 55 and over. I think that now that a lot of us are working from home, we're learning from home, we're teaching from home, there's a definite need to make some modifications to the footprint of our houses. And this would allow you to do that. And just like Choice Renovation, you can pair it with low down payment offerings as low as 3% down. So just keep that in your pocket. Know that this kind of financing is available. And when you see listings and houses that need work, you know what? This might be a good opportunity to get in touch with a lender that does renovation lending and talk about these options with my buyer. So that gives us the conclusion of our Choice Renovation product. We talked about the comprehensive product, 75%, up to 75% of the as completed. And we talked about our streamline, which gives you 10 and 15% of the as completed value to a broad range of renovations and or repairs. Now we're going to talk about Green Choice. All right, Green Choice. When you think about Green Choice, again, always refer back to Choice Renovation. Again, that's our flagship, our baseline, our comprehensive reno product. Um, Green Choice is another streamlined product like Choice Renovation Express with a twist. And the twist is instead of doing a broad range of renovations or repairs like you can do with Choice Renovation, with Green Choice, it is only for the financing of energy and or water efficiency improvements to your home. So we're going to give you the ability to finance those improvements up to 15% of the as completed value. All right. And because I'm quizzing you here today, Choice Renovation, the comprehensive, is at what? 75%. Choice Reno Express has two thresholds. We'll do 10% and up to 15% if you're in a high needs rural region. And now Green Choice Mortgages, we do 15% of the as completed value of the property in energy and or water efficiency improvements. Like the Choice Renovation product, you have the opportunity, the lender has the opportunity to sell that loan to Freddie Mac prior to the completion of the improvements. But again, this has the streamlined flexibilities. You do not have to have recourse. You do not have to have recourse. And as we'll talk about in a second, you will not have to be pre-approved to do Green Choice either. So let's talk a little bit more about the opportunity and why would you even do a Green Choice mortgage? Why do you need one? Again, more than half of a household's energy usage goes toward heating and cooling. These improvements can lower the cost of home ownership because they lower your utility bills. Think about it for a second. I think I mentioned it a couple of slides back. We all work from home. A lot of us teach from home. We learn at home. We are spending more times in our homes, and it's getting warmer and warmer. And when everybody's at the house, kids going in and out of the refrigerator, the air conditioning is running at full tilt all day long. Those energy bills are higher. It's a great time to consider installing energy efficient appliances, making your home's footprint more energy efficient by installing, more efficient installation. There are a number of things that you can do. Um, Water efficiency improvements like low flow water fixtures, you name it. There are any number of improvements that can lead to water and or energy efficiency. In fact, the National Association of Home Builders is citing that today's home buyer is citing energy efficient features among the top must-haves. So everyone is looking for it. Everybody is paying attention. This new ESG movement is real, guys. People are wanting to do a better job at preserving our natural resources and saving money with energy efficient improvements. All right, let's get down to some of the details of the Green Choice Mortgage. Um, Again, 15% of the as completed value can be financed in improvements. If those improvements amount to more than 6,500, we do require an energy report or energy audit to actually demonstrate and document the cost effectiveness of the improvements. So that's when someone will come out, a energy auditor will come to the house, and they'll do a number of tests on it to figure out, what kind of energy the home was using prior to suggested improvements, and what level of improvement in energy efficiency are you going to see after improvement. Though they also have the ability to score new construction or new homes for their level of energy efficiency as built. So that these energy audits are amazing, and I'll talk more about those in a second. It allows the lender to deliver these before the improvements are completed. And this last bullet is actually where we're seeing the most volume right now. You can use it to refinance and pay off existing debt on energy efficiency improvements. And I don't mind telling you that the vast majority of the volume that Freddie Mac is seeing to date on Green Choice is when it's being used to pay off existing debt on solar panels. So buyers are going out, they're going and they're buying the solar panels, they're buying them on the spot, financing them with the solar panel manufacturer, and then deciding, oh my God, the interest rate was very, very high. I can use these record low mortgage interest rates to decrease my rate, my debt load, and also, do get refinance my mortgage. So that's how people are using it right now. The next slide talks about basic energy efficiency improvements. And the reason I put the slide here is another big use of Green Choice that we're seeing so far is where lenders are delivering us mortgages where the energy improvements are at 6,500 and below, so that they won't have to get that energy report or energy audit. Nobody likes to do extra stuff. So as a result, we are seeing a lot of activity at the 6,500 level and below. And you may wonder, what can I get done for 6,500? Well, you can get a lot done. You can get my favorite of all time on Nest thermostat, programmable thermostats. You do caulking and water stripping, weather stripping. You can do replacement of windows and doors. That one activity alone will go a long way in increasing the energy efficiency of your home. Low flow water fixtures, solar water heaters, any number of things, high efficiency HVACs, those can all be financed for under that 6,500, and you get a few done. So again, it can be done, and it is really the market is really adopting Green Choice. I also don't mind telling you that when you take a look at the deliveries of all of our products, I'll tell you that Choice Renovation, of course, Choice Reno Express we haven't started taking deliveries yet, so that's not in the mix. But between Choice Renovation and Green Choice Mortgages, Green Choice Mortgages is by far our more popular product right now. And we are doing some research to really figure out why, but this particular piece is taking off, and the market is really accepting and seeing the value of Green Choice Mortgages. On the next slide, I am going to highlight a research paper that Freddie Mac has done that's called Energy Efficiency, Value Added Properties and Loan Performance. It's a study where we try to determine exactly what do you get when your home is energy efficient versus when your home is not energy efficient. And it goes a long way in trying to quantify the benefits. So I'll just read out the highlights, but I do encourage you to go to Freddie Mac's website and possibly search for energy efficiency, value added properties, and loan performance. It's a white paper. So what we found is new homes with energy efficiency ratings. You remember I stated earlier that you could also get a rating on a new home with these energy audits or energy reports. Those homes sell for 3% more than an unrated home. And this is on average, of course. So a new home with a rating demands a higher selling price than an unrated home. As real estate professionals, I know you're going to remember that. Second, if you're comparing two homes that have ratings, homes that have a better rating sell for 3 to 5% more than homes that have a lesser rating. So the market is paying up for these energy efficient homes. We have to consider doing that and being proficient in identifying the difference between energy efficiency and not. And then finally, this is more of an investor kind of statistic. As an investor in these mortgages, we are very interested in determining how these loans perform relative to our regular book of business. So are we going to see less delinquencies or more delinquencies with an energy efficient home? And what we've seen that is that nearly the 60-day delinquency rate on conventional mortgages is 2% lower than for other homeowners. So energy rated homes are performing better than non-energy related homes. And there are tons and tons of theories as to why that happens. But in my mind, I just think that people who are interested in energy efficiency are just pay more attention to finances as well. So it's a better risk. It's less of a default risk for investors to invest in energy efficient mortgages. All right, so let's sum up the benefits for GreenChoice for your clients. They get to enjoy increased home comfort. When your home is energy efficient, it's cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter, and at the same time, lowering your utility bill. You have the ability to finance existing debt on energy efficiency improvements or new energy efficient improvements on a home through a refinance. Or you can purchase a home and then finance future energy or water efficiency needs. So you are showing one of these homes that need one of our charming homes, and you see an opportunity to make some energy and or water efficiency improvements in that. You could finance this with a GreenChoice mortgage. So you may say, James, if I can you finance energy and water efficiency with Choice Renovation? Absolutely. Absolutely you can. So the question becomes, why use GreenChoice? Well, we believe that the market is going to pay at a higher rate, pay up for these GreenChoice mortgages. And as a result, we are giving lenders a $500 incentive in price credit in their fees when they deliver these to do a GreenChoice mortgage. We are seriously trying to encourage adoption of this product, use of this product in an effort to do a couple of things. One, encourage home renovation, and two, encourage home renovation and improvement of energy efficiency features, if you will. Okay. The last slide talks about our Real Estate Professional Resource Center. And if you've already sat in on a Freddie Mac presentation, you know how to get to this real estate portal. That's where we keep all of our information that we think can be valuable to our real estate professional partners throughout the country. So please, if you have not bookmarked that site, please do that now. And you also have the ability to go to the same website, search for Choice Renovation, search for GreenChoice Mortgages for more information and marketing collateral. So with that, I'd like to thank you for your time and attention. And let's talk. Let's see if we have any questions that I needed to address.
Well, thank you so much, James. Thank you. So let's see. We have some participant here to see if they have any question at all. Please type at the chat. Okay, and I also see that Monica put together a link on the chat for everyone, just in case if you wanted to go into the real estate professional page of the FreddieMac.com. Okay, great program for renovation, right? I see whenever I see a word called streamlining, that is something means efficiency. So thank you so much, James.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you again. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about this week. So again, thank you. Thanks to everyone.
All right. Okay. So there are actually more mortgage products from Freddie Mac, like the one that we talked about last week as well. So, there's a link here on the chat that also will be able to give you the information. All right. So if there is no other question, let me see. If there is no other question, then I'll see you guys next week, same time. So make sure you register and join the very last session. So thank you so much for everyone's participation. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.